Yeah. So on our backs, because I was sitting at the computer a lot this week, I've decided that I'm going to do my block opener. So I'm going to put my blocks in a T. The bottom of the block is a soft block. So those of you who have harder blocks, you might consider putting a cushion over the top. The bottom of the block goes in line with your xiphoid process at the bottom of your shoulder blades. And then the other brick, it'll depend if you're going to put it on the top, the high height or the low height on the comfort level of your neck. So let's come down. Start your music if you have it, if you haven't already. Sorry about that. So I'm going to come down slow because I like that feeling. If you have the back strip, of course, you know that feeling of being able to crack, but it's also accessible with the bricks. So the brick is at the bottom of my shoulder blades in line with that breastbone. I'm going to take my head. Oh, that feels good already. Elbows are pointed forward. My knees are bent. My head is heavy. And I'm going to come down slowly to release. Slowly. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Opening up my chest gently. When the fingers hit the brick, I'm going to test to see if that's high enough. I'd like it so that you can extend your neck long so that there's no flexion or compression. No flexion or extension. Just a nice long neck. And then of course, depending on your shoulders, you're going to have your hands moving beside your body, either closer to your body or out more perpendicular, palms up or palms down, whatever will allow you to open your chest. Okay. Good. Now as you land here, I'm going to come and switch so I can see you in gallery view. Hi, DC. Welcome. Yay. Just getting started with the chest opener. We've got equal representation on both sides of the country with a little bit of America thrown in. So wonderful. Take a deep in breath with me. Oh, and let it out. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Go ahead and sigh it out if that feels good. Close your mouth. Inhale. And exhale. Oh, yeah. So we're going to lie here for a few minutes. Just letting our body relax and land on our mat. If you have an intention for your practice today, this is a good time, a dedication. If your knees are bent and your lower back is hurting, or there's some dis-ease, you might lengthen your legs out and let them flop and see how that feels. Where can you get to the place where your breath is smooth? And we're going to move it into a Supta Baddha Konasana. So if you have the bricks, come up onto your elbows, tuck your chin, and then use your hands to come up. Slowly and gently take away the bricks and then come back down onto the floor, but have your bricks or the equivalent of your bricks beside you. Take a deep in breath, and as you exhale, feel your shoulders sink into the floor and notice the space that you've created in that short time in your chest. And then we're going to slide our heels towards our pelvis, open our knees away from one another, place the soles of your feet together, and place the bricks or equivalent underneath your thighs or underneath your knees, just barely touching so that they know that they're supported. Place your left hand or your right hand, doesn't matter, on your abdomen and the other hand near your heart. Try to relax your shoulders. Take a great big in-breath first to the bottom hand and then move it up to the hand near your heart. Hold it for a second and then exhale, letting the upper hand lower first and then all the way down to the lower hand. Close your mouth, inhale into your belly, letting the lower hand rise. Move the air up, filling your lungs, release your shoulders. Hold it. Open your mouth and exhale your air from the top hand all the way down to the lower hand. Close your mouth. Inhale into the lower hand. Move it up to the upper hand. Hold it. And then opening your mouth, let the air come out through your upper hand and your lower hand, all the way out. Now my voice cues might not fit the size or capacity of your lungs, in particular if you're in better shape than me, which is probably all of you. So please do it at your own cadence, in that same manner. Lower hand to upper hand to lower hand. Can you hear all right, Patty? Welcome, Janet. Yay. For those of you who are suffering from sleep problems, that belly breath might be something for you to try. Lying on your back is better for you for sleep. In any case, not so much if you snore and you have a partner, but hey. And then we're going to bring our hands to the outside of our thighs, bring the thighs back together. Let those inner muscles come back to normal. And this is a bit of a deep twist for so early into our practice. So I'd like you to move very carefully and slowly. Right now your knees are pointed towards the ceiling. Bring both of your knees over to the right side of your mat. Just let them lie there. If you feel a stretch along that line in that image on the left side of your body, go ahead and stay like this. If you feel like you have a little bit more space in that line, take the top or take your right foot and place it on top of your left knee or thigh. So it makes the twist a little bit deeper. But if you've tensed up your shoulders, bring it back. Bring it back to just 2 knees over to one side. Belly breath is kind of difficult in a twist. So try to make your breath soft but complete instead. Take that top foot off if you did go that route, and then bring both knees slowly back to the midline. And we're going to move both knees back to the left or over to the other side, to the left side. Again, take inventory first. Try to be good and kind to yourself. Twisting of the spine right away is sometimes a little shocking. But if you do feel like you have a little bit more freedom, then the left ankle comes on top of the right thigh or knee, just to add a little bit of weight. And if you're feeling issues in your lower back or in your hips, consider undoing that top foot and then playing around with how close your knees are to your chest. Closer to your chest or further down towards the bottom of your mat will make a difference for you. Then undo the cross if it's crossed. Bring both knees back. Roll over to your right side. Bring your right elbow directly underneath your right shoulder. Bring your left foot out in front of you. So I have my left foot, which is the top leg, out in front of my leg. My left hand is in front of my belly in a tent. Okay. You can have a fist, whatever feels better for you. And we're going to bring it up into a modified side plank. So this is Vashisthasana. So your work is to work the outside of that bottom leg. You're pushing long and strong so that your shoulder doesn't sink. So see how I'm sinking my shoulder right now? Don't do that. Don't let it fall in. Lift out. Lift out of your shoulder. Okay, do you see how that is? Yeah. So the bottom leg is long. The top leg is in front. Yeah. If you feel like you're a little stronger today, you can extend both of your legs out strong and long. The work is holding your body up nice and long. Feet are flexed. Without sinking into your shoulder, lower your hips to the floor. And you're going to go ahead and switch it to the other side. I'll just move to the other side of my mat, so you might take a look if you need to. Left shoulder is on top of the left wrist. I'm going to bring the top leg out first to see how I'm feeling on this side, because I don't want to damage my shoulder. The work is not in the shoulder, the work is in the outside of the bottom leg. Okay. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, lift your hips off the floor. That bottom leg is long and strong. The foot is flexed. The kneecap comes towards the hips to activate your thigh. Extend the right leg if you feel like you've got a little bit more strength happening. Yeah. There you go. You got it, Candace. Don't hold your breath, though. Working up heat already. Okay, without sinking in your shoulder, into your shoulder, let your pelvis come down to the floor. Good. Now we're going to move it to the other side again, but we're going to bring it into a regular Vashisthasana. So our hand instead is underneath our elbow and our shoulder. If you're dealing with stiffness or pain in your wrist, bring it out a little bit out at more of a diagonal. Okay, so again, bottom leg is long, top leg is out in front, bent, the foot is in front of my right thigh. Then I lift up, okay? If I'm feeling strong, the top hand comes towards the ceiling. You test and see if you feel like you have the strength. And you can bring your legs on top of one another or scissor them. So you're actually getting strengthening on both sides of the legs. There you go, good. To come down, try not to sink into your shoulder, but to bring everything down. Whew. All right, other side. Wrist underneath the elbow, elbow underneath shoulder. Bottom leg is extended first. Right leg is in front. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, bring it in to our modified side plank. Top hand comes up if that feels good. Now, I don't feel really strong. This has been an injured shoulder for a long time, so I'm going to stay here. But if you'd like to feel, if you've got the strength in that arm today and in that bottom leg, then lengthen the top leg and scissor your feet. That's it, Donna. Yeah, awesome. Make those legs super strong. Good. If you've got a little bit more strength, you think, you can stack the feet on top of one another. If not, you can just come down. Go ahead and shake it out. Good job, David. Oh, yeah, that is hard on the wrists. But we got to keep moving them. Got to keep strengthening. All right, let's move it into what we call the gate posture. So I'm going to get my pride and put it underneath my knees. With the gate posture, we come onto our knees. We're going to bring the right leg out perpendicular to our body. The sole of the foot is on the floor. Good. Now what we're going to do is take the opposite arm, so the right arm comes out. Take a deep inhale and bring the arm up and over towards that extended foot. So you get the stretch and the guckiness out of this side of the body. It's hard to breathe, but try to breathe. Go ahead and bring it back. Come through into a downward facing dog on the way back to the other side. Hands in front, feet behind. Downward facing dog. This is our first dog, so you might want to walk it. Okay, I'm going to show you this from the side. Hopefully my voice cues will help. What I'd like you to do is bend your right leg a lot. Put the left heel right into the midline of your body. And then push gently into that left hip. Your right foot is on your toe. You're on your toes of your right foot, or if you'd like, you can pick it up and put it behind. We're going to switch it. Bend the left leg. Bring the heel of the right foot into the midline of your body, down onto the floor. And then push gently into the right hip. Good. Then we're going to bring it back into our regular facing dog. And bring your knees back down. Come back up to prepare for your gait on the other side. Left foot comes out from the body. Right hand on the right hip, left arm out. Bring it up and over and reach for the foot. The left foot, reaching for it. Good. Back to center. We're going to take it into a downward facing dog, but we're going to make our dog long this time. So step your feet about 1 foot away from where you usually do. Your heels might be way up, but that's okay. It's the journey. Ears are in line with your upper arms. Good. Can you sink your chest a little bit more towards your legs, Donna? Yeah, there. Good. You got it. All right, look to your hands. Come into your plank. Opening your chest towards the floor. Belly button to your spine, but you don't round your back. Keep that. Turn your body towards your right side. Scissor your feet and see if you might get yourself right into that side plank. If you need to, bring down the right knee. This feels fine. Yeah, come along with me if you'd like to try it. And then reach up and over. Reach up and over your head, really letting the left side of your body curve towards the ceiling. Good. You can do this if you're in a regular Vashisthasana. That's a-okay. Look down at the floor. You can bring it back into a knee plank or a regular plank. Keep your breath. And then we're going to move that to the left side. My back is going to be towards you now. So I'm going to bring it onto my left. Decide whether I have the shoulder strength to keep my shoulder safe. I don't feel like that today, so I'm bringing my left knee down. And then I'm going to bring my right arm up towards the sky and reach over your head. Reach over your head. Round your right rib cage towards the ceiling. Good. Then we'll bring it back into the plank of our choice. Feeling that strength. Belly buttons towards our spine, long spine. Then we're going to bring it back into a downward facing dog. Take your right foot up into the air, bend it, and open into your dog Piyasana to your right side. Square your hips. Bring it back to your regular downward facing dog. Left leg comes up. Three-legged dog on the left. Bend that leg and open your body to the left side. Right heel feels heavy. Left knee feels floating. Square it off. Back to your downward facing dog. Bend your legs a lot and walk your hands to your feet. Let your head feel heavy, your hands loose, ragdolling, maybe side to side. And then keeping your legs bent, lengthen your back. Long, strong back brings you all the way up. Reach your hands overhead. Take your right wrist into your left hand and bend over to your left. You got it. That's right. Over to your left. Back to center, other side. Back to center, grab the other wrist. Take your right foot, step it behind over to the left side of your mat. Reach over. Back to center. Right hand takes the left wrist. Left foot steps over to the right side of the mat. Then we lean over. Back to center. Woo-hoo. And down. Good. At the top of your mat, we'll begin our movement. That's not beer, just so you know. It looks oddly colored, but it's apple juice watered down. Promise. Let's inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long rise up. Reach. And hands come to heart center. 3 more, half Surya Namaskar. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Maybe you even feel a little bit longer on both sides of your body already. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll bring it into a version of Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. We're going to go into your plank. Maybe it's on the knees, maybe it's long. Nice long breaths. And then we're going to take it to a side plank on the right. Good. Come back into your plank. Bring it all the way down to the floor. Inhale to a cobra. Exhale down. Elbows in via your knees or long legs. Plank and downward facing dog. Finding your breath, your Ujjayi breath in your downward facing dog. And looking between your hands, walking or jumping there. Take an inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Same thing, side plank on the left. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, walk it back into your plank. Long legs or bent legs. And then we're coming to the Vashisthasana on the left. So my left knee is down, my right leg is out, just because I'm favoring this side a bit today. Bring it back down, hand back down. Step it back into your plank. Come all the way to the floor. Inhale to a small cobra, long neck looking down the bridge of your nose. Exhale down. If you need to rest, you do. Inhale to your plank when you're ready. Exhale into downward facing dog or child's posture whenever you're ready. Bend your legs, walk or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to bring in the dog Piyasana. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, walk back with the opposite foot if you walk back. Long leg plank or knee plank. Vashisthasana, side plank to the right. Good. Keep your pelvis lifted. Work your legs by tightening up your quads. Kneecap to your hips. Back down. You're in your plank. All the way to the floor. Into your cobra. Exhale, floor. Inhale to your plank. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Lift your right leg, bend it, and open to the right side of your mat. Square it up, then lengthen the right leg, come back into your downward facing dog. Nice length between your sitting bones and your heels, your sitting bones, your shoulders, and your wrists. Lift the left leg, bend it, and open to the left. Square the hips. Bring your foot down into your downward facing dog. Look between your hands. Bend your legs if you'd like to jump with me. Come to the top. Halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Same thing. Side plank to the left. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands. Find yourself in your plank. Knees bent, legs long, chest open. And then we do it to the left. So I'm going to lean to my left, bring my left knee into a bend or to the side, top leg, lengthen. And then go ahead and look back down. Return to your plank. Bring it all the way to the floor. Inhale to your up dog. Exhale down. Inhale to your plank. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Land in your dog. Raise your left leg, let it be long and strong. then bend it, then open to the left. Lifting the left knee as high as it will go. Right heel sinks to the floor. Square it up. Lengthen the left leg. Look between your hands. Walk, jump, or fly. Halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're moving it into a different kind of series. We'll move it into a Warrior One series. Take a deep inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we're going to plant the hands, leave the right foot where it's at, step the left leg back, turn the foot 90 degrees. Warrior Two, we're doing a Warrior Two. Yeah. So we're going to reverse our warrior after our Warrior Two, so we can really feel the outside of the right line. Bring it back into Warrior Two, and with extended side stretch, we're going to feel the length first. And now I want you to modify it today, just like we're in our side plank, but let your whole body round towards the ceiling. Oh, yeah. Really lengthening that. Good. Bring it back into Warrior Two. Lengthen the front leg. So here we are in our triangle legs. Lean forward. Bring it into a triangle first. Good. Land here. Let's stay here. 5 breaths. Now, bring that arm over again and really let your triangle go out of shape. Just like your arms were before, up and over, reaching over to the front end of your mat or the right side of your mat, depending how you are. Good. Strengthen that right or left leg to bring your body all the way up. To transition to the other side, we're going to lift the right toes and turn them in. Prasarita Padottanasana, we're first going to do A. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands down to the floor or to your bricks. Take an inhale to lengthen your back. Exhale, let your hands walk back towards your feet. Let your head hang heavy to the floor. Elbows in towards one another as you return to your breath. Before you come all the way out, walk your hands so they're in front of your face. Then take your left hand, place it on your sacrum. Use that as a reminder to lengthen your back. And on your exhale, twist your torso towards your left. Look back down at the floor. Place your hand back in front of your face. Take your right hand, move it to your sacrum. Inhale with a long spine. Exhale, twist your torso to the right. Try to keep equal weight in both of your legs. Good. Look back down at the floor. Bring both hands to your hips. Push down to the insides of your legs to come all the way up. Ooh, super strong. You might have to heel toe yourself a little bit closer together, but keep the right toes in. Pick up the left toes and turn them out. So here we are in Warrior Two on the left. I think you have a little bit more knee bend in the front, all of you. Okay. That's it, good. All right, first let's reverse our warrior. Right hand comes down to the long leg in the back. Reach up and over without losing the left knee bend. Bring it back through Warrior Two. Right hand comes down, left hand comes down. Arm on the leg or on the inside, encouraging that knee to stay open. Feel that nice. Now let it really exaggerate. Let that right hand feel heavy, reaching over to that side of your mat. Bringing that rib cage up towards the sky or ceiling. Bringing it back to Warrior Two, arms and legs. Lengthen the left leg. Reach with the left hand. Triangle, Trikonasana on the left. Good. That's really nice. Arm comes up, almost so you're, yeah, stack. Now we're gonna reach. Reach, reach, reach. Good. Awesome work. Bring it back to Warrior Two, arms. Bring your hands to your hips. Heel toe yourself a little closer together. Turn both of your hips towards one end of your mat, the short end of one of the short ends of your mat. Don't crank around with your hips too much. Maybe even separate your feet a little bit more so you can bend that right knee and come into Warrior One. Good. Pick up the back heel, the left heel, scoot it back a little bit so you're in your crescent. Shoulders relaxed, left leg long or bent. You decide how much of a stretch you want in the front of your hamstring. Now take your left wrist in your right hand. Keep steady gaze as you pull your left hand over to the right side of your mat. Back to center. Let it come down. Hands come to your hips. Let that left heel land. Pick up your right toes. Pivot them all the way towards the other end of your mat so you can switch directions. So you have a Warrior One or 1.8 on the left. Pick up the back heel. Bring it into a crescent. And again, you decide what feels good and strong in that back leg. Take your right wrist with your left hand and bend your body over towards the bent leg side of your mat. Back to center. Hands come to your hips. Bring both heels down. And bring your heels a little bit closer to one another, so a little bit wider than your hips. Protect your knees by making sure that they're nice and secure over your ankles. Your toes need to come in. Bring your toes in. Wherever you feel safe. Let your lower back be in its natural curve. Don't drop your tailbone. Just let it be nice and comfortable. So you can go down as far as you feel is comfortable. Now bring your hands behind your head. Nice and open chest. On your next exhale, bring your right elbow down towards your right knee. Ooh, doggy, huh? Ooh. Back to center. Left elbow over towards the left knee. Back to center. Inhale here. Exhale, right side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left side. Inhale, back up. One more time. Right and left. And left. Good. Back to center. Lengthen your legs. Remember, we do this so that we can keep moving. If you needed to be reminded. All right, we're going to come to the floor. Actually, before we do that, I want to do one balancing. And what I'd like us to do today is just one part of the Padangusthasana. So I'll show you. I can't remember. Extended leg to hand, toe, east, west, something. I think that's what it is. But we're going to actually do it with bent leg. So feet are underneath our hips. Nice solid foundation in your left leg. If you'd like to work with me on strengthening the muscles around your kneecaps, take a teeny micro bend in your left leg. Without letting that left hip come out, lift your right knee. Find a spot on the floor, that helps, yes? All right, if you have it in your practice that you can lengthen out and you can take that toe, you do that. Otherwise, you come with me, take your knee into your left hand and bring your knee across your body. Yeah, then keeping your eye on the spot, you can bring your right arm out. And then it's easier to begin moving your gaze towards that right hand. If you're wobbly, don't worry about it. You're working the tiny muscles in your feet, and that's awesome. And around your ankles, strengthening them up for your ice skates. Back to center. Let that leg come out. Let's get a little bit of core work. Slowly lower it. Good job. All right, let's see how it is on the other side. So can you guys see my legs? Yeah, you can see my legs. You can see how this knee has changed the shape. I can see it in the screen, yeah? So come this time next year, we'll have to see if I have straighter legs like yours with my new knee. Okay. All right. I'm going to bend my right knee, even though it hurts like hell. I'm going to bend it a little bit to make those muscles work. I'm not going to shift my hips, if at all possible. Lift up my left knee. I'm looking at something on my screen. You can look at something on your floor. Take the left knee into the right hand. Keep looking at your spot. Focus. Bring that knee across the body. And then, if you feel secure, begin moving your gaze over to the left side, and maybe your arm can follow, or maybe your arm's already there. Back to center, hands to hips, lengthen that left leg, maybe lift it a little higher. Ooh, feel your core activate. And then slowly lower it down. Or not. Right on. Good work. Let's take it to the floor. Let's do a vinyasa. One more. We've got it. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, walk it back. Your last plank. You decide what it's going to be like. All the way to the floor. Inhale, small cobra. Exhale down. Inhale back to your plank. And exhale down to your, back to your downward facing dog. Go ahead and bend your legs. And bring it down to the floor. We're going to bring our legs out in front of us. Just going to move my camera a little bit so you can see down. We're going to bring it into a Janu Sirsasana modified. So if you remember what that is, you might not remember. That's all right. Bring your right knee up in towards your chest. Let that right knee fall forward or fall out. Okay. If you feel like your lower back is poofing out or you feel like rounding your back, take a small cushion or double up your mat to sit your hind end on so that your pelvis is leaning forward a bit. So you're shifting your pelvis. So I sit on my small little cushion right at the edge. My sitting bones are hanging off even. It shifts my pelvis just a teeny bit. Okay, so your left leg is out front of your body. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, hinge from the hips. Letting your belly button lead as your long back comes down towards the outstretched leg. Looking down the bridge of your nose and bringing the back of your head a little bit towards the ceiling so that you're strengthening the back of your neck muscles. Inhale and bring that back up. Take a deep inhale here. Now twist a little bit, just a little bit more towards your left side. Bring your right hand, the outside of your right hand, to the outside of your left thigh. Inhale deeply here. And on your exhale, let your body hinge forward again. Long back, long spine. Slide the hand down towards the foot as close as you come. So you've got just a little bit different twist to the posture. Go ahead and bring that back up. And now we're going to take it a little bit further by opening the left leg out to the side as far as it will go. Keep the left leg out to the side. Keep the right leg where it's at. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, begin with the left hand sliding down the outside of that leg. You might not go very far. That's it, David, yeah. And then take the right hand out and bring it up and over your head, reaching for the left toes. That's it. Try not to, well, I mean, it's really up to you. Depending on where you feel a little bit of tightness, you can play around a bit here. So right now, we've got pretty much the lateral side. If you bring your chest up towards the ceiling, opening your chest towards the ceiling, you're going to get a little bit something in the front part of that myofascial train. If you bring your chest down towards the floor, you might find something else. So whatever feels good to you for a couple breaths. We'll go ahead and bring that back up. We're going to do that series of 3 on the other side. Take note of how the right side feels. That's a cute cat. The right side feels different than the left. So my right leg is out in front of me, straight out from my body. Left knee comes in. The sole is along the right thigh. Doesn't matter how much this knee is bent. If it feels a little floaty, put something under. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, hinging forward. You might notice that this side is different. You might not go down far, or you might have all kinds of freedom. Long spine, open chest, back of the head comes a little bit further back, so you can open your chest and strengthen the back of your neck muscles. Inhale, bring it back up. We're going to take the left hand. The outside of the outside of the left hand comes to the outside of the right leg. Inhale long. Exhale, hinge. Slide the hand down as far as it will go. And then you're just going to stay there and come back to your smooth breath. Go ahead and bring that back up. Bring the right leg out to the side. Right hand on the outside of the right leg. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, slide that hand down towards the foot until you feel that's about as far as you're going to go without breaking in two. Then left hand comes out, up and over, reaching for the toes. And again, if you'd like to play around, if you feel like you've got some achiness or some tightness in your back, then bring your chest towards the floor. If you feel like you need a little bit more chest opener and back strengthener, open your chest towards the ceiling. Then slide, bring that top hand back, slide the hands back up. And we're going to move into our restorative. So if you've got a bolster, if you got your stack of blankets or hard towels, now's the time to bring them out. We're going to move into, I've got lots of stuff up here. We're going to move into a chest opener into our Baddha Konasana. Actually, I'm going to do that next. First, I'm going to pick off the stuff off my bolster, my cat fur. No. First, we're going to do a side extender. We've been working on extending the side. Let's just keep that up for a teeny bit longer. So your stack is short width. Okay, so maybe you just have a couple pillows. That'll work. Short width, you got it, Karen. The bottom of the stack is at your hip. The top of the stack could be anywhere, even underneath your arms. It's fine. What I'd like you to be able to do is feel a soft, gentle opening of your rib cage. So the lower hand is, the lower arm is outstretched. or your head is on a brick, depending on what's comfortable for you, or another cushion. Okay? And then take the top hand and bring it up and over if your shoulders allow. Lengthen out the top leg. We're just going to hang out here for a couple of minutes. Make sure everything feels soft enough that you can relax. Take note if you've tensed up anywhere. See if you might relax, soften. Now is when our animals decide to arrive. Take 3 deep breaths. And all you're going to do, slow and gracefully, with love for this incredible machine. But that's a weird angle for your back. So move slowly. We're going to move to the other side. Again, adjust. And you might have to adjust differently for your head, for your shoulders. Don't worry about those parts. What we're trying to get is the right side. Okay. So right arm comes up overhead as much as comfortable. Right leg extends. Yeah. So if that top arm is floaty, bring it down. It doesn't need to. You don't need to. Or you can bend it. Where can you put it that doesn't float? Or maybe you like put your fist on the floor on the top of your head, or if that feels bad on your shoulder, just bring it down. You don't have to get the underside of the arm. Yeah, that will work. Okay. Half a minute more. See if you've tensed up. Can you release? Go ahead and slide your arm down towards your body. Slowly and compassionately move onto your back. So you're going to move right onto your back. So your cushion or your bolster is in exactly the same bit, if that's okay for your back. What I'd like to be able to do is make this a chest opener, a supported chest opener, and a back bend. So my arms are on the floor, my shoulders have cleared my bolster. Now, because my bolster is kind of wide and I'm rather short, this is a really deep bend in my lower back, which might not be comfortable for you. If that's the case, put something more under your sacrum so you have less of a lower back bend. If this is feeling okay, then slide your heels towards your bum and let your knees open into your Baddha Konasana knees. Now, if that feels drastic and you feel like your inner thighs are screaming at you, put something underneath your legs. Because this is a restorative posture. It's meant to restore. Massaging the organs that lay along the backside of our body. Opening the hips in a non-violent way. Opening our chest and our shoulders softly. And if your neck feels not comfortable, make sure you have something underneath your head. If this feels comfortable to you and you'd like this to be your final posture, please feel free to stay here. You might consider lengthening your legs, bringing them out of cobblers and just letting them flop open naturally, but keeping the chest opening and the gentle supported back bend. Or if you decide that this is not what you want, that you want to give it on up in your regular Savasana, slide your heels towards your bum and come to one side. Slowly take away the bolster and slowly come back onto your back. Maybe putting the bolster under your knees. Maybe putting something over your eyes. Whatever you do, total body rest for 4 minutes. you'd like to stay here, you stay here. Stop the recording.